First things first.
Thank you, Kate. Motion back.
Can't guarantee I can't use them. I won't use them. First of all, I wanted to thank everyone in this room for giving me the honor to speak to you. I know everybody in here is a rock star when it comes to this stuff, whether you're past it or during it or getting ready for it. It is awesome, and I applaud everyone in this room. So, and like I said earlier, if somebody missed it, there's a bunch of extra stuff on the back table that you can grab on your way out. Flavoring for water and protein shakes and stuff that I found that I didn't care for. All of it's sealed up except for the injury stuff, but it's good. So, all right, we'll get going. All right. So the first picture is my before picture, so please feel free to gasp when I hit the button. It'll make me feel better.
Oh, you know what?
We've all been there, so.
We all been there. I might, yeah.
Never mind, hold the gas.
We won't gasp because we've all been there.
Is it need two batteries or just one?
Just one, but,
Hurry, it's calling.
Yay.
I just have to.
Green is
put
good.
it on.
That's green.
I forgot. Okay.
Don't
Sorry,
call
we're
IT.
good?
Right, Art?
What's that?
Don't call IT.
Yeah. Did you try turning it off and on?
I missed the
You don't
gas.
watch the IT crowd. You don't watch the IT crowd again.
If you want, you can go back and go
Oh,
forward.
yes, here we go.
Okay,
All right, ready?
Wow.
Okay. So this was me last year. Less than a year ago, actually. Less than a year ago.
Wow.
So I had been considering.
I don't remember the first
I had been considering weight loss surgery for years, but always, no, I can do it myself. No, it's cheating. No, I can do this. I should be able to do this. And the only person that I really had reference to having the surgery for was my grandmother, who had it back in the 70s, where they followed no kind of plan. They went in and had stuff done, and then came home and went back to their lifestyle exactly how they had it. So growing up, I always remember her eating everything that we all ate, cakes and cookies and pies and biscuits and gravy, my favorite, and putting sugar on everything. That's where I learned to put sugar on mac and cheese. Sorry, Rebecca. From Grandma. Don't knock it till, oh, actually, don't try it.
Don't try it.
Sugar on the mac and cheese.
So yeah, so all my life she was always very large, and I always said, well, you know, she had the surgery, so it obviously doesn't work. So let's not consider it. And then so I went year after year after year and tried to do numerous different plans, and, you know, the Weight Watchers, the Nutrisystems, the everything, and I'd always lose a little bit of weight, but it would always come back and come back more, like everyone else I'm sure has gone through this. You lose some, you gain more. Lose some more, you gain more. So 412 pounds later, I started doing research saying, okay, this has got to work. I've heard of people using it and had success with it. A coworker was planning on getting it done, and she had shared her story with me. And I was like, okay. So I had started the research on it because I had gotten to a point of planning my entire life every day around being 412 pounds. Every day. I'd get up in the morning. I would know exactly what I was doing that day because I had to plan when I was going to go to the bathroom, because I knew I had to go to the bathroom at home or the one toilet in my building that I could use that I would fit in. So I'd plan my days that way. And if we went out anywhere, I would know what restaurants I would fit in that have chairs with tables and not booths that I wouldn't fit in, or chairs without arms that I knew my butt wasn't going to fit in. And public restrooms. Public restrooms was a big thing because my hips would hit the walls. It was just, so this is how I plan my days, day after day after day. Well, this is what I'm going to do this weekend, so make sure we go here. We can't go here, but we can go there. And then it got to the point where I don't even want to leave the house anymore because this is just too much trouble. So that's kind of when I got to the point of, okay, so I started the research. I had talked to my daughter, who is here today, and said, you know what, this is what I'm considering. And as soon as I said it, she was just all over it. She was like, oh my gosh, yes, we can do this. And she says, because, here I go. I really want you around as long as possible. So, of course, after the tears, I was like, okay, I want to do this. So I was at the next surgical seminar, which was in August sometime. And I called the very next morning. You're supposed to wait for them to call you to see if you're interested. No. I called the very next morning. Okay, when can I start this? When can I get on board? So my nutritional seminar was September 25th of 2015. So this was the day before my nutritional seminar. And so I came. If those who've been through it, you sit and hear all the things that you're not supposed to eat and all the good stuff you're supposed to eat, and balance it out, and breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, water. So I was on board. After that, I was like, okay. So that next day after the seminar, I had started. And so this is what I started. For me to do anything, because I'm weird, I have to make it fun for myself. So, right, the day after the seminar, I went shopping at Michael's and got these little crafty projects and made a little journal. And so that's the journal. That's the cover of a little booklet inside, and some other stuff. So inside, I gotta get stickers and I gotta have fun with it. And so I pretty much just journaled my whole journey from the nutritional seminar on. And because for me, it was fun. It made it fun. And it helped me stay on track, and it helps with things. And I had questions, I'd write it in the book and then take it to Pieta for my next visit. And
I thought that picture looked like Pieta.
it is. I put her in the book. Yeah, in the lower left-hand corner. So I'm like, I need you in the book. Sit still so I can take a picture of you. So she's like, oh, okay. So because of this, she actually went to the marketing group. Well, actually, the marketing group came to her. Actually, I don't know how the whole thing worked, but they were looking for someone to do a little bit of videos and maybe some advertisement stuff for the center. And this, apparently, she's like, oh, hey, look, she journals her stuff and does some stuff. So, that's my, different thing. This is one of my pages off my food journal, which are the journals that are in the back. I think there's one left back there if anybody's interested. So that was just a sample of, again, I gotta have fun with it. So I gotta make it color-coded and write stuff down and fill in little boxes at the bottom. And this was 19 pounds down, but here we go on that day. In the back of the journal is my I will page. In the very beginning, when I started, these are the things that I want to be able to do, and I will do them eventually. And some of them I have already.
A dress.
Somewhere on there is a dress.
I'm gonna say go outside is
Yes, and going outside, doing my gardening, not worried about what people think, walking down the street with my head up instead of looking down because I know everybody in the entire world is looking at me because I'm so fat.
the biggest one there succeed.
Yes, and that'll come. So everything on that page I will do one of these days. And like I said, some of them I have done. But learn to dance. I cannot dance, just forewarning.
Zip line?
Zip
Zip
line?
line. There's a zip line in Niagara Falls now, I heard, so I'm gonna go on a zip line sometime. Rebecca's going with me.
Whoa.
That would be fun, except for I'm afraid of heights.
Art's gonna go too sometime.
Art's going maybe up.
So this was the page I thought I was gonna get to. So this is the stuff I've done with the hospital. This was my very first interview where they videoed it, and they've cut snippets out of it and used it on, there's like YouTube advertisements and stuff like that out there. So this was 4 days before my surgery. So from the nutritional seminar, which happened in September, to the surgery, which actually happens on January 25th, I had lost 61 pounds. And that's just following what they give you, the pages they give you of what to eat and what not to eat. And granted, when you're 412 pounds and you start changing your diet, the weight does come off a little faster than you're 200 pounds and you start changing your diet. 10 pounds a day was, I could lose 10 pounds a day. I could gain 20 in a day. But when you're that heavy, it's kind of a little easier. It kind of falls off. So this was something that we did, and we've done some videos since. And like I said, I tape at home too with this little guy that Rebecca has. But one of the sayings that I had started out with when trying to decide whether to have the surgery or not is I always thought all the stuff I'd be missing out on. Going to buffets and, eating whatever you wanted to and not having to count everything or keep track of everything. But then it finally dawned on me, what am I missing by not doing it? I'm missing life. It kind of was quite simple after that when I realized that. So that's what kind of drove me to start the whole thing, because it was just getting ridiculous, way out of hand. So this was my day of surgery. These are my kids by the front door. We're getting ready to leave. So surgery was scheduled for January 25th at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 o'clock in the afternoon surgeries are just, you have to sit all morning and like, oh, it's time to go again. And then we get here and there's a big delay. There's a surgery that had to take precedent over mine, and there was like, you're going to be delayed. So we were sitting in the pre-op room 5 hours, 6 hours. I was the only one left by the time they came and got me. So it was like 6 or 7 o'clock at night, I think, before they finally wheeled me in. But I was ready to go by then. I was like, okay, let's go. And they give you that little happy juice before you go, that little shot of something before they wheel you away. So he wheels me, and then we're going down the hallway, and I was just like, oh, this is so nice. So nice back here. Going to the operating room, I think this is what happened. I can't really be sure, but everyone in the operating room turned and smiled at me. Like I was the most important person in the universe that just came through this operating room door. And that was my last memory. But that made me feel really good. The staff here was just like, oh, they like me. That was so nice. And then, boom, I was gone. I woke up, it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Oh, yeah. By the time I got to the room and I woke up, and then the audacity of the nurse coming in like 2 hours later, come on, you got to get up and go pee. Hell no! No. Oh, yes, you have to. It's been 2 hours. But yes, that's the best thing for you. You get up, you start walking. And once you get up and start walking, I thought I was just going to go to the bathroom. She's like, oh, while you're up, let's go out in the hallway. Oh, really? Are you kidding? So, but it is the best thing for you. It gets your body moving, it gets the juices going, it gets the gas flowing where it's supposed to be flowing. And it does really help, apparently. So those of you who haven't done it yet, get ready to walk at 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't believe them when they say you're just going to go pee. Okay. So this is me throughout the year. So this was March and then June. So I'm slowly getting down there. Yeah. But going through the different diets that they have you go through, the soft foods, the pureed foods, the soft foods, liquid first, whatever.
The different diets.
The different diets. It's not as hard as you think it would be. Because when I first read it before surgery, I was like, oh my gosh, I get like this quarter cup of this for the day, like what? And then I'm supposed to drink all this water, get the fluids in. It is not difficult at all because you don't want to. You don't want to drink anything or eat anything or anything like that. So actually getting the stuff in that you're supposed to get in is a chore, which that was shocking because I like eating. So it's, but you get used to it. Your body gets used to it. You try to get as much fluids in as you can. You try to get as much protein in as you can. You get all the stuff that they tell you to get. I am 6 months out now, and I am almost to as much protein am I supposed to have. I'm still not there yet, but I'm getting there. Just because I don't like the shakes, as evident by the back table. So I try to get it in with the cheeses and the cottage cheese and the ricotta cheese and the quarter cup of nuts and all that good stuff that you can have for protein. But I'm not up there yet, but I'm working. And the water, you're sipping water all day long, but you're still not getting your 64 ounces. Well, how many ounces are you supposed to get in a day? 64 ounces? No way. That's like, 4 of these things. I get like 2. But I used to only get 1. So, progress. It's getting there. My kids. These are my children. That's Mitchell and Rebecca's here with me tonight. My biggest cheerleaders. I also have other family members who are very much involved in this, and I'll talk about them later. Hi, Mom. She's naming for my mom. But when I first started telling my kids about this, they were all over it from day one. They were, supportive daily. They were, oh, you can do this, what do you need? What do you need us to do? What stuff can, we get involved in? Even my son, he's 16, he was 15 at the time, but he is, I'm so proud of you. You can do this. I believe in you. Okay, Mitchell. And my daughter is constantly, every time she's moved out this year, so when she comes, she sees me and, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a week, you look smaller. Oh, shucks. So huge. They are my life. So I am making them proud, I hope. My mother, I don't have a picture of her, is another one that is all over this. She's in Florida now, but she was up here over the summer, and she was actually here for my surgery. And she will tell anybody who will listen about me having surgery and how much weight I lost. When he was here over the summer, I needed new bras. My bras got too big. I needed new ones. It happens. We went shopping. I found a couple that were okay. At the checkout line, she's telling the people about my new bras. She's like, she's getting a 40D right there. She used to wear 54. Whoa. Stop. And she's like, oh, they'll be happy for you. So anybody who will listen, I love you, Mom.
Hey, Lori, don't feel bad. My mother's the same way.
I love her to pieces, and I appreciate it. Every time I post something on Facebook, she shares it on her page. She has people that comment on it and all this stuff. So I truly appreciate all that she has done and all the support she has showed as well. But obviously, my kids are my biggest. This is another fun thing I have at my house. This is my gauge. So I have so far lost 180 pounds since the nutritional visit. So I was down 60 before surgery, so the rest I have lost since surgery. So 120 something since surgery. I am down to 232 pounds, a weight I have not seen since somewhere in high school. I skipped right over it, I'm sure. Because when I graduated high school, I was right around 250, 275, and I fluctuated from that point up to where I ended up for my whole life. So that's another fun thing I do. Whenever the number changes, my son notices it somehow like the very next day, so he always comes and does the fist bump. He's like, oh, 180, yeah. When his friends come over, he tells them about it. I'm like, oh, I love you. It's just, so, somebody will say, what's that thing on the, oh, that's how much weight my mom has lost. And they're like, oh, wow. We probably don't need to know that, but that's okay. So this is something I came across from word porn, I think. and it described it well. I'll let you read it, because if I read it, I might get teary or something, so I'll give you a minute. So for those of you who are well on your journey, and for those of you that are starting out and shortly after, you can do this. This is a huge undertaking, life-changing for sure. This is nothing will be the same after. You have to be ready for this big change. I mean, it is huge, and it will affect everything you do, but in a good way. Are those days I want to sit down and eat a giant hamburger because I dreamed about it the night before? Yes. Will I eat a giant hamburger? No. Is it even possible that I eat a giant hamburger? No. Not right now anyway. But I wouldn't change anything. I would not. The only thing actually might change doing this a lot sooner than now, because it has made me more confident. I would have never, ever, ever been able to get up here and talk to you people, ever, because I was 412 pounds and you were all judging me. That's how I felt. So the confidence, cheerfulness, maybe a little bit, happy all the time. I always hear now for, I don't know, a couple months now, there's always a song playing in my head. And I just want to dance all the time. I'm so happy.
I got this feeling inside my bones.